What up, everybody? Some people enjoyed Tariq's hallucination scene from episode 5, while others were disappointed with this scene after all the buildup and the possibility of Tariq seeing ghosts in this hallucination. And even though I'd love to see James St. Patrick back on the screen, personally, I'm a little glad that Tariq didn't see ghosts in this hallucination, because when Ghost returns to the power screen, I'm expecting it to be as a living person and not as a literal ghost, a dream, or a hallucination. Like Joseph Sikora said on an IG Live a while back when questioned if we could see James St. Patrick returning to the screen as a ghost, he said as a ghost or as a living person. Again, leaving the door open for Ghost to return to power alive after surviving the shot to the chest by Tariq. Going back to Tariq's dream at the end of season 2 when he was in a classroom full of returning power characters. This was a room full of people he either killed or was associated with their death. But the one person who wasn't in the room was none other than his father. And when he was walking out of the classroom, he got a phone call from his dad. Was this phone call Ghost calling Tariq, letting him know he wasn't in that classroom because he's still alive? Because before Tariq walked out, when Professor Milgram tried handing him the phone for the second time, she said, "It's your dad. He has something to tell you." And then Lauren, who was standing at the door, said, "I think you should answer." Lauren's fake death, the same episode, could be another clue that Ghost is still alive. Some may argue that the reason Ghost wasn't in this scene is because he wasn't under contract. And this is true. But neither were any of the other returning characters. They all returned as a special guest. Then at the end of Ghost Season 3, Omari Hardwick did an interview where he said he was asked to come back to Starz, but they weren't offering him a big enough bag. Hardwick was reportedly asking for $1 million per episode at this time. This is mainly because Mary J. Blige is reportedly getting $400K an episode to portray Monet. But at the same time, if Hardwick was asking Starz for anywhere close to $1 million an episode to return, this has to be as a living person, like Sikora said in that IG Live. Something else that Hardwick was reportedly asking for within the Power universe if he were to return would be production credits. And this is also something Sikora is currently getting with Force. And something I've also heard Michael Rainey Jr. mention wanting as well. Something I'm expecting that he will receive on the next spinoff. But when the cancellation of Force was announced, it was also said that Tommy's journey will continue in another city. And when the announcement of the cancellation of Force was made, 50 Cent also said that Power was expanding. So because 50 said that they are expanding, I'm expecting there to be a total of 5 Power books in rotation airing year-round, with 3 of them on the current timeline and 2 of them on the Raising Kanan timeline once it transitions to Origins. Because a lot of people are saying that Tommy and Tariq are coming together for a spin-off, and there will only be 2 Power books that will be in rotation due to Starz budget cuts. But a simple Google search of downsizing and expanding lets us know that the Power universe is actually growing. Starz also recently received a multi-year deal with Force showrunner Gary Lennon to create these new spin-offs. I said this because I've also heard a lot of people saying that these shows are getting canceled because 50 is leaving Starz. But this isn't true because Lennon signed this deal less than a year ago. And yes, 50 did purchase a lot of property in Shreveport, and there is a good chance that a lot of the filming for Power will be done in Shreveport as well to save on the production cost. But as far as Power leaving Starz, that's not happening. Because like I've said so many times in other videos, it's in the best interest of Starz to air Power year-round. Because when Power goes off air, they lose a whole lot of subscriptions. And I don't know the actual numbers, but if I was guessing, I would definitely say more than half their subscribers. I mean, right now they're offering 99 cents a month for a subscription for the next 2 months until Book 2 returns. That's $2 for 2 months. So that should tell you everything about how dependent Starz is on the Power universe And from my perspective, it's what's keeping them relevant, possibly even what's keeping them in business. But when Ghost returns, it wouldn't be on a mid-season finale. It will most likely be on the final episode of either Book 2 Ghost or on the final episode of Force, since it'll be airing after Book 2 concludes. Then this would set the stage for the upcoming spinoffs. And like I said, I think there will be 3 spinoffs on this current timeline, and Ghost could play a key role in connecting them all. Instead of being the main character on any particular spinoff, I could see Ghost as a character who returns for 3 or 4 episodes on each spinoff, each season, keeping us on our heels because we'll never know what episode he's going to return on. A term what movies and TV shows call the overarching protagonist. And I've also talked about before in other videos how I believe it was Stephen Ott and the Democratic Party who helped Ghost fake his death and get away clean, most likely getting him out of the country under a new identity. Keep in mind, it was said about Mecca at one point he was barred from returning to the US for his own protection. What if this is what's going on with Ghost right now? The US government got him out the country for his own protection, and that's why he hasn't been seen. But what if they do let Ghost return, like Mecca was eventually able to return to the States? But when he does return, he would be in a position like Mecca was as an untouchable federal asset. Ghost could even potentially become a CIA asset like Franklin from Snowfall, sent back to the States to control the game from the very top. Almost like what Carter's trying to do, but this would be on a national or international level. Something like Noma, but with much more power. Lobos even spoke about this with Ghost at one time, about Ghost sitting back in the shadows and running his own cartel. And Tommy might need a new connect, possibly after killing Miguel over Mireya and having problems with El Che because of that. Because it was said that we would see a side of Tommy Egan that we thought we would never see before. So I would like to see Tommy choosing love over the game and rescuing Mireya and deciding to actually get out to life, only for Ghost to find him and force him back into the game, working for him, a full 180 from OG power. This would be Tommy reaping what he sowed, or his karma, from always trying to keep Ghost in the game over all those years. Then this would create a very interesting dynamic between Ghost and Tommy's relationship moving forward. Ghost would also reach out to Tariq, and after Tariq would get over the shock that Ghost is still alive, whatever city Tariq goes to next, Ghost would be his plug, possibly even Miami, running the club Ghost owns on South Beach. Michael Rainey Jr. did say recently on IG that Miami is his favorite city. Or Tariq might be in LA because it's a bigger city, and Tariq would run Ghost's West Coast operation, while Tommy would run his East Coast operation, returning back to New York. And the third spinoff that I believe there will be the Rashad Tate influence spinoff. I talked about all the characters who haven't been in Book 2 Season 4 who could potentially be on the Rashad Tate spinoff on a video last week. Make sure to go on my page and check it out if you haven't done that yet. The other spinoff that I would say could potentially happen instead of the Tate spinoff is the Italian mafia spinoff based on the life of Elisa Marie Proctor and her family. But I feel like they could return on Tommy's new spinoff instead of getting their own. Because then this could potentially either get Ghost back into politics on the influence spinoff, but most likely we would see the behind the scenes connection and how Ghost works for the government on this spinoff. Possibly even using Ghost's special skill set as a government hitman. And I noticed something from Tariq's hallucination scene on episode 5 when they recreated the night Tariq shot Ghost at Truth. At the very end, when the other version of Tariq or his son, whoever that was who shot Tariq at the end, came on, they didn't shoot Tariq the same way that Tariq shot Ghost. This person walked up to Tariq, gave him a hug, and put the pistol to his head and then shot him. Compared to how Ghost was shot in the chest and fell off the balcony, not giving the shooter a chance to take the kill shot. If Ghost would have been shot like Tariq was in the hallucination, there would be a lot less questions if Ghost was alive or not. This is just another clue out of the many that Ghost is still alive. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.